I recently came into possession of some 2CT7, one of the more exotic but most highly rated compounds of Shulgin's Pakal. He claims that it stands shoulder to shoulder with mescaline, 2CB, and other established totems in the pantheon of entheogens in terms of richness of experience. He also called it a great tool for introspection. It sure is. Most web postings wax euphoric about the visuals induced by 2CT7. I found the visuals rather tame, actually. Some trails and undulations. Maybe it would be more visual at night or indoors. I took it in the morning on a sunny day at the beach. To put this statement into perspective, you should know that I once did 4 hits of strong blotter acid with no tolerance, and saw a house turn into a beautiful liquid fountain of brick. So maybe I'm a bit jaded. What was interesting about it was the way it seemed to mimic candy flipping, tripping on a phenethylamine e.g. MDMA and a tryptamine e.g. LSD simultaneously as it came on, which took about 2 hours. With most drugs, the fun doesn't start until the substance really hits you, but with 2CT7, the ride there was quite extraordinary. I oscillated back and forth between MDMA and LSD like states of mind of increasing intensity for about 2 hours, ultimately arriving at a clear-headed acid-like tryptamine space. Yes, I know the substance is pharmacologically a phenethylamine. I've noticed in the postings that many 2CT7 users get impatient waiting for the effects to come on and prematurely boost somewhere between the 1 and 2 hour mark, only to regret it a minute later when they start feeling their initial dose. They invariably enjoy the trip but vow to do less next time. I noticed that most of these users start with from 15 milligrams to 25 milligrams and boost with about 10 milligrams at the 2 hour point. So I decided I would take 37.5 milligrams, carefully measured, at the outset and no more. What I noticed about this substance is that it hits you in waves of increasing intensity. As you reach each new level, you enter a short-lived whacked state, marked by marked visuals. This invariably gives way to a clear-headed, intellectually exhilarating mind space as you accommodate yourself to increasingly complex and trippy modes of consciousness. The visuals dissipate and your thinking becomes incredibly clear and precise. This is the most intellectually stimulating compound I have taken in years. Only acid may rival it in this respect. It is the sheer joy of mental clarity and rewarding introspection that is the hallmark of this substance, not visuals or emotional openness. Another aspect of this substance that should be noted is that it periodically leaves you with the false impression that you are coming down, though these lulls invariably prove to be just calms before the storm. I can definitely see why so many prematurely up the ante. Trust me, it is not necessary. Pick a reasonable dose, 25 to 35 milligrams, and do not boost. Trust it to work its magic, it will. In terms of duration, the 37.5 milligrams took about 2 hours to come on, with first alerts at about the half-hour mark, peaked from hours 2 to 6, and spiraled down to baseline from hours 6 to 8. Interestingly enough, I was left with the impression that next time I should do more, perhaps as much as 50 milligrams. All in all, a remarkable substance. I highly recommend it. It combines the most rewarding aspects of an introspective acid session with a pleasant suggestion of MDMA-like activity. Top marks.